Good afternoon and all the viewers. If you look at Adani Wilmar, we can see there has been some selling pressure post the news and the event. The stock has managed to bounce back sharply from the lows of around 275, 278 levels. So I would rather hold on to the stock here. There can be some consolidation, volatility expected. But we can see the stock moving back towards the 350, 360 mark on the upside. And one can maintain a stop loss on the stock, which is going to be approximately far away, but around 285 levels. So if I can maintain 285 levels, we can expect 350 or higher targets on the stock. I would recommend to hold on from here on.
Okay, let's move on to the next query. The query for today is going to be on the stock is Vodafone Idea. We have Rajesh who's writing to us from New Delhi. He's holding 8,000 shares of Vodafone Idea at a price of ₹9 per share. Vodafone trading at 8.31 currently. Wants to know whether continue to hold this or look to sell. What's the advice on this one? Ashish, on the charts and technicals, Vodafone Idea, how is that looking like, right? Because in the last 1 month, we have seen it fall, then start seeing a recovery again midway through that as well. What is the chart indicating?
You're absolutely right. If you look at Vodafone Idea, we can clearly see the stock went all the way on the upside towards around 18, 19 rupees, corrected sharply from there, made a low around 6.5, 6.7 rupees, trying to bounce back from there. So there is a lot of volatility and we have not seen a secular up move. It has been since months and years that the stock has been moving in that range and a lot of volatility. Having said that, I think over short term, the stock can move towards the level of around 9.5 to 10 rupees. So one can continue to hold on because we saw some kind of a 4 to 5 days back, we saw a gap up opening and it's sustaining there. So technically, there is a short term bounce back for sure. So we can expect a target of around 10 rupees over near term. And on the downside, one can maintain a stop loss of around 7.5. But if you want to extend the time horizon to 1 year or 2 years, I would be recommending to be out from something like an Idea, and Bharti Airtel looks much promising from that perspective.
Okay, long-term Idea, Bharti, other than Idea, you could look at Bharti Airtel also that is coming in. But let's move on, and the next query is coming in to us from Karan, who's writing to us from Thane, holding 1,100 shares of Ola Electric at a price of 90 rupees per share. Wants to know whether to hold or sell this counter. Ashish, on the charts, Ola Electric, I know it's very less for you to, because it's a recent listing, but any word on Ola Electric?
Yes, if you look at Ola Electric, the low formed was at around 66.80 odd levels, from where we saw a very sharp recovery on the upside. And the good part is that it started from 22nd of November onward, the stock has shown a very good move, so which shows an impulsive rise, and that looks like it can start the next wave on the upside, which can take the price towards 120 levels. So I'm optimistic and bullish on Ola Electric over short term to medium term perspective for 120 as the target, and one can maintain a stop loss of today's low, which is going to be around 82 levels.
Okay, moving on to the next query. Today, the next query is coming in on Paytm. Now, Priya Kumar is writing to us from Madhya Pradesh. 460 shares of Paytm is what they're holding at a price of 690 rupees per share, making a profit in this one. So she wants to know whether she should continue to hold or maybe book out profits. Ashish, what is your take on Paytm? What should the viewer be doing? Should they book out profits or continue to, like Asta is saying, part profit booking and part continue to hold?
I am in sync with the Asta's view completely, because we can see the stock has shown a very huge run up over since April onward. The low was around 300 odd levels, and the stock has more than doubled on the upside, getting good levels at this. So it's best to book partial profit, get something off the table, and for the remaining position, maintain a trailing stop loss method. Use that as a trailing stop loss method with a level of around 810, and I would recommend to keep trailing it with a 5% stop loss, so that in case the stock continues to rise, you are in the trend and continuing to be moving on the upside. So 810 is the current stop loss, and keep trailing it with 5% as the stock moves higher.
Next query we have is coming in from Nakul Gupta, who's writing to us from Punjab, holding 15 shares of Coal India at a price of 400 rupees per share. Wants to know whether he should continue to hold this, maybe look to switch to other counter, or what should they be doing? What should be their strategy? Making some bit of a profit here right now. Ashish, let me take it to you first.
See, if you look at the overall trend for Coal India, I think the stock showed short-term correction, but I would be still bullish. Having said that, because the stock on 4th of June made a low around 5th of June, which was post the event election, made a low around the levels of 410, 405, and from there it is again showing a bounce back. So the overall price action support area is still protected. I'm expecting the stock to move towards the level of 450 on the upside over near term, and one can maintain a stop loss on the stock around 410 levels.
Okay, let's move on to the next query. This query is on Asian Paints. Now, Devdas is writing to us from Billai. He's holding 110 shares of Asian Paints at a price of 310 rupees per share, make 3,100 rupees per share, I beg your pardon. And they're holding it since 2021, so it's clearly a long-term holding that they're there. But right now, they're making a loss on this one. The stock is trading at 2,400 rupees approximately. Whether they should continue to hold this or look to sell, Ashish, on the technicals, what is the word coming in for Asian Paints?
See, if you look at Asian Paints, post there was a big gap down that we saw around the date of 11th of November. The stock is just consolidating in a range. But if the time horizon is long term, at least for say 1.5 to 2 years, I would recommend to continue to hold. This stock has been in a secular bull trend since decades. And this kind of short-term headwind should not be the reason why someone should book out of Asian Paints, and rather it is an opportunity to keep accumulating the stock on any kind of a dip. So my recommendation would be to hold on to the stock here. On the downside, the support for the stock, price action support for the stock comes to around 2,150. And on the upside, once the gap area gets filled around 2,700, we can expect it to move sharply upside and again to the upper end of the range towards 3,300. So hold on for the medium term to long term targets for 3,300 and higher, and buy more on the dips.
Okay, buy more on the dips. That's a word coming in from Ashish. But that was the last query for today. So thank you so much, Ashish, for joining in with us and solving all our viewers' related queries on the stocks. Thank you so much for that.